Okay, welcome along to this video then. This video is on the surface area of a prism. It's on triangular prisms and cylinders. So before this lesson, you should already have done the volume of a prism. Okay, so the starter, pause the video, have a go at the starter, come back when you're ready. Of this one, sorry, you can use a calculator. So find the circumference and area of the circle below. No worries. Well, remember, you need to know the formula. Circumference of a circle, remember, is the perimeter of a circle, the distance around the outside of the circle. And the formula for circumference is very simple. If you revise it, it's pi times diameter. So for this circle, I'm doing pi times the diameter is 10 because the diameter is all the way across the circle, and that line is. So if you do 10 times pi, I'm using the pi button on my calculator. So pi times 10, to two decimal places, I get 31.42 centimeters to 2 dp. So if you used 3.14 for pi, you would get 31.4 centimeters. The area, the space inside the shape, with the formula, is pi times radius squared. The radius is halfway across the circle. So the radius for this circle is 5. So you're doing pi times 5 squared. And so pi times 5 squared gives me 78.54. But it's an area. So it'll be cm squares to 2 dp. Done. Right then, so example 1 then of the actual work today. Find the surface area of the triangular prism below. Remember, okay, surface area just means the area of all the surfaces of a shape. And this triangular prism, okay, if I attempted to draw like a wireframe version, a 3D version, I hope we can see this shape has got 5 surfaces or 5 faces. All right, I'm going to do the front first of all, and I'll shade the front in yellow just so we can see what's going on. I'll do the front first of all. Okay, this front shape here, which is a triangle. Okay, so the front, remember a triangle's area is the base times the straight height, the vertical height, divided by 2, which is 24 cm squares. The back is obviously going to be the same. So here's the back, if you see through the shape. That's obviously going to be the same as the front because they're the same triangular shape. All right, so let me get rid of the highlight and this red bit here. Okay. And I'll pull the wireframe back in 2 seconds. Right, now I'll do the top of the shape. Now the top of the shape, again, if I do that in yellow, the top of the shape here is a rectangle. I hope you agree. It's 10 long and 7 wide. So the area for that rectangle is going to be 10 times 7, which is 70 cm squares. Now the bottom is not the same as the top here. See, because the top is slanted, the bottom is not. Okay. Yeah, if I put the wireframe stuff back in, we'll try to. See the bottom, again, I'll go with the bottom in yellow. Here. Here's the bottom here, okay? But it's still a rectangle, right? It only looks slanted because of the perspective of the drawing. So it's a rectangle and it's 8 by 7. Hope we can see. Okay, so the bottom is 8 times 7, which is 56 cm squares. And the only face left to do, if you pardon the pun, is the left-hand side, which you can just see again. See here, there's the left-hand side. Again, it is a rectangle, I promise you. And can we see that this length here is 7, and the height of the rectangle is 6. So it's 7 times 6, which is 42 cm squares. Now to find the total surface area, just add up all these values. Okay, so 24, add 24, add 70, add 56, add 42, gives me 216 cm squares. Okay, job done. Example 2 then will be more complicated. Pause the video and draw this cylinder first, then come back when you're ready. Okay, welcome back. I'm draw the cylinder on a kind of blank slide because this needs some working out, some serious thought. A cylinder, if you think about it, has got 3 faces. Okay, it's got the top here, which is a circle. It's got the bottom, which you can't see, but it's also a circle. And it's also got this curved large surface here that wraps around the circles, and I call that the body of the cylinder. Okay, so for a cylinder, I always draw a net. Okay, how it was made in a factory, for example. But all it is 2 circles, and I hope you agree that the body is just a rectangle that wraps around the circles to make that curved body shape. Okay, that's the top, this is the bottom, this is the body. All right, if I put some numbers on the picture, I hope we can see that the circles have got diameter 6. All right, obviously, because it says on the picture, and this body you can see is 10 centimeters high. So I'll do the top and bottom first because they're easy. Okay, well, the top is a circle, so is the bottom. The area of a circle is pi times radius squared. Now this circle's radius is not 6, it's half of 6, which is 3. So it's pi times 3 squared. So pi times 3 squared, pi times 3 squared, I think it's 28.27 from what I remember. It is. It's 28.27 cm squares. I can't fit 2dp in there, but trust me, it's 2dp. And the bottom surely is the exact same shape as the top, therefore it's got the exact same area. The hard part here is the body, because I know the body's a rectangle. And the body, we know the body's a rectangle, right? But this one measurement here is 10. So I know it's going to be 10 times something. But how long is the rectangle? How long is this bit here? All right. Well, if you think about it, this yellow bit here has to wrap exactly around the circle. All right. This edge of the rectangle wraps completely around the circle to make the body perfect. All right, the seamless body, if you like. All right, there's no gaps. It wraps around perfectly. And surely that means that this here, I'll do it in blue to try and make it stand out. This here has to be the same length as all the way around the circle. But we know that is the circumference of the circle. This must be the circumference to wrap around the circle. Now remember, from the starter, circumference is just pi times diameter, and this circle's diameter is 6. So I'm doing pi times 6, which I think is, from memory, I think it's 18.84, but we might need to check. Oh, sorry, it's 18.85 to 2dp. I'm slipping. This is 18.85 centimeters to 2dp. Okay, so that means that this length here of the rectangle is 18.85. Okay, and for every cylinder, this length will always be the circumference of the circle. So it's 10 times 18.85, which obviously is 188.5 cm squares. And again, I can't quite fit my add sign in, but over the surface area, just add up these values here. Add up all these 3 values here. All right, so do that then. So 28.27 plus 28.27 plus 188.5 gives me 245.04. Now remember, it is a surface area, So it's going to be in centimeters squares again because my starting units were in centimeters. Okay. Sorry, guys. That's that done. So for the main task now, all right, it's here. Pause the video, have a go. All right, sorry, this one goes A, B, E. All right, if you want to call that one C to make it a bit clearer, that's fine. So there's 3 parts to the first question, 4 parts to the second question. Have a go, pause the video, come back when you're ready for the answers. Okay, guys, welcome back. Here are the answers. I called that C, didn't I? So pause the video, mark what you've done. All right, I've gone to 2 decimal places where appropriate for all these. All right, so yeah, bear that in mind. And then let's have a look at the checking question. Welcome back to the checking question then. Pause the video, have a go at this one. Come back when you're ready. Welcome back. So nothing fancy here. I want to find the surface area of this triangular prism below. I've done this one because it's slightly different than it. On the main task, all the triangular prisms were right angle triangular prisms. This one is not. Be a bit careful here, okay? Again, no, it's got 5 faces again. If I try to do my wireframe, this will be a bit more difficult though. This is my see-through version. Okay, so 5 faces, right? Let's do the front first. Remember, the front's a triangle. Here we go. Front is a triangle. Yellow highlighter, please, sir. Thank you. All right, remember, it's the base times the vertical height divided by 2. So it's going to be the base times the vertical height, not the slant height, the vertical height divided by 2. This is going to be 12, this time meters squares, because I got meters in my question. Now, to the back is exactly the same as the front because they're the same shape. Now, this shape, and it hasn't really got a top, is it? It hasn't really got a top. I'd say this one's got 2 sides, the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Okay, so I think I'll do the left-hand side and right-hand side first of all. So here's the right-hand side. See the shape here? It's definitely a rectangle. Okay, so the right-hand side is a rectangle. It is 12 long and 5 this way. 12 times 5 is 60 meters squares. And this time the left is the same as the right. They are clearly both the same size. All that's left now is the bottom. So if I get rid of what I don't need with the eraser, there you go, get rid of that, and get rid of this. The bottom, if I go over it in yellow, is here. And can we see? That is most certainly a rectangle. It's a 6 by 12 rectangle. So 6 times 12 is 72 meters squares. Let's add those up to finish off. So 12 add 12 add 60 add 60 add 72 gives me a very common number, 216 meters squares. All right, so if you coped with that today, especially the cylinders, you're doing great. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.